Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago and Real Team family. I am your host, Naka, and this is Bridging the Gap. So let's touch on the news, go right into the news. In your news today, public officers across the civil service, statutory authorities, and the Tobago House of Assembly will receive a 10% salary increase following the signing of a new memorandum of agreement between the Public Services Association and the Chief Personnel Officer. The agreement was finalized on the Tuesday after what the PSA described as a lengthy and challenging negotiation process. PSA President Felicia Thomas thanked officers for their unwavering support and patience, saying their sacrifice has not been in vain. Under the MOA, officers will receive a 10% increase consolidation of the cost of living allowance for both outstanding periods. New salary payments beginning January 2026, allowances retroactive to January 1st, 2014, and an advance on arrears to be paid on or before December 23rd, 2025. Thomas also called the outcome a meaningful victory for public officers and a testament to the unity of the membership. This marks a significant step forward for all public officers, she said, noting that the agreement provides not only financial relief, but also meaningful recognition of workers' dedication and service to Trinidad and Tobago. The PSA also thanked Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar for making workers a priority, saying labor issues remain at the forefront of her agenda. Appreciation was further extended to Finance Minister Dave Tanku, the CPO, and the staff of Personnel Department for their role in finalizing the agreement. In other news, a chaotic scene unfolded on Arapita Avenue on December 1st when a 63-year-old taxi driver suffered a seizure while driving and crashed into 5 vehicles. One of the affected motorists, who was armed with a licensed firearm, briefly chased the taxi. Alarming bystanders who mistakenly reported an active gunman. This prompted a rapid response from heavily armed Port of Spain Task Force officers. By the time police arrived, passers-by had already helped the driver and his 51-year-old front seat passenger from the vehicle. The driver was unresponsive, and the passenger had a back injury. A nearby worker, Brent Lee, who is a first aid certified, assisted the police in stabilizing both victims while they waited over an hour for an ambulance delayed at the Port of Spain General Hospital. Lee said the driver had not eaten since early that morning, did not recall the crash, and suffered another seizure at the scene. He used the incident to urge the public to learn basic first aid and CPR, sharing that such skills once helped his family prolong his father's life after a heart attack. In further news, Tobagonians will vote in the Tobago House of Assembly election on January 12, 2026, as announced by Chief Secretary and the TPP leader Farley Augustine. He told the supporters that the election writ is expected around December 5th and urged the party to focus on voter engagement rather than large crowds. At the rally, the TPP also finalized its slate of 15 candidates. Keegan Dinoon, who resigned hours earlier as the chairman of the People's National Movement's Tobago West constituency, was revealed as the party's candidate for Buku Mount Pleasant. Ian Pollard will also return to defend his Mason Hall Moriah seat. Augustine highlighted that TPP's coalition style makeup and said Dinoon left the PNM because enough is enough. PNM member Ansel Dennis acknowledged Dinoon's resignation and thanked him for his service. Meanwhile, in news, a total of 28 illegal immigrants were arrested by St. Joseph Police during a late-night operation in Curepe, which began Sunday night and continued early Monday. Officers recovered 100 rounds of 9mm ammunition found in a plastic crate with the help of a K9 unit. Though no illegal items were discovered on the detainees themselves, the group comprised 22 males and 6 females. After verification checks, 3 men were released and 14 were issued detention orders. The remaining immigrants remain in custody awaiting further instructions from immigration authorities, while the 6 females are being held at the St. Joseph Police Station. And in regional news, St. Lucia's Prime Minister Philip Pierre and his Labour Party retained their legislative majority on Monday, positioning Pierre for re-election after a campaign centered on economic management, violent crime, and the country's citizenship by investment program. By shortly after 10 p.m., official results showed the Social Democratic SLP winning at least 13 seats of the 17 seats in the House of Assembly. Matching its current majority with 2 constituencies still outstanding, Pierre secured 57.1% of the popular vote, compared with 37.3% for Conservative opposition leader Alan Chastanet. Chastanet, a former prime minister, led the United Workers' Party, which held just 2 seats going into the election and had secured 1 by late evening. Election observers from the British High Commission, speaking on state television, praised the process as well organized, highlighting strong voter turnout and a calm, orderly environment at the polling stations. During the campaign, Pierre promoted stability and reasonable economic management, while Chastanet argued that security had worsened under Pierre, partly because U.S. restrictions under the Leahy law reduced assistance to local police. Chastanet also pushed for greater transparency and audits of St. Lucia's citizenship by investment program, which though a key revenue source across the Eastern Caribbean, has faced U.S. scrutiny over potential misuse by foreign actors. St. Lucia's election comes on the heels of a major political shift in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, where the opposition ended Rav Gonzalez's 24-year tenure. It also occurs amid heightened U.S. military activity in the Caribbean aimed at countering drug trafficking near Venezuela, with the Dominican Republic and Trinidad and Tobago recently authorizing U.S. vessels to dock in their waters. And that's all for your news this afternoon. Stay locked on. We'll be right back.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
Hi, I'm Naka, introducing to you Bridging the Gap, where we touch on the news, discuss social issues and current affairs with a twist. Every Monday to Friday in real time, right here on Real TV.
When security matters most, choose Catch Security Services Limited. We are proudly approved by the Ministry of Homeland Security. We protect your home, business, community, and much more. Our services include professional baton and armed officers, specialized K-9 units, mobile patrols, secure cash pickups, secure transport, and pepper spray applications and supply coming soon. Don't wait. Secure your assets now. Contact Catch Security today. Call 622-6601, email info@cssl-tt.com, or visit our office at 30-32 Saddle Road, Maraval.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
Welcome back. So we are going to give me further information. I'm always willing to learn. I'm always humble to learn and to stand corrected, right? So I wanted to explain the 10% is the 1% per year. I think it was 1% per year, right? It's a 1% increase per year. And you're getting a 5% difference on the last year. And I think after that, they are going into further conversations on where they're going in terms of the 10% increase. So I don't know if, much people had knowledge about it. To me, it's not really a win-win situation, but at the end of the day, it is better than none. Because a lot of public servants deserve that since the 2014 or 2013 COLA was last increase. So that is something that I wanted to touch on as well. And then in the news, I also wanted to talk about the illegal immigrants that we have in Trinidad and Tobago. It is very serious, and we do not really pay attention or talk about it. We have a lot of immigrants in Trinidad and Tobago that do not even have a permit. And a lot of them cause a lot of havoc. I'm sorry to say, a lot of havoc and chaos. When you watch on the avenue and you watch videos, a lot of y'all who are on social media, who are social media addicts, you will see a lot of videos with them, especially 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, fighting by different bars on the avenue, fighting. This is something that we watch and we sweep under the rug. But a lot of crime amongst them is very prevalent. It is a really disgraceful thing, and I said I wanted to highlight that as well. Even when you watch videos with home invasions and supermarket robberies, you see a lot of them are involved in these activities. So while I was reading the news, I wanted to highlight that and bring that to the forefront to you guys, because it is there. It is happening. I didn't want to just read it on the news and let it bypass. I still wanted to highlight it. Because when you really hear, they found 100 rounds of rounds of 9mm ammunition. They left their country to come here for betterment, but they are still getting caught up in criminal activities. And their behavior sometimes after linemen is ridiculous. And I wanted to highlight that. That is something that we cannot sweep under the rug. It is reality. And a lot of them are here with no permit. The ones that have the permit, I see a lot of them, hats off, they work really hard. They even work harder than the locals. But the ones that have who come here through the Oronuku River illegally are very problematic. And I wanted to highlight that. They are an issue. Because remember, when they come here illegally, there are some businesses that will hire them. And there are some of them that will not be able to get a job because they are here without a permit. So the only thing they could do is enter into criminal activities, torture business places, fight, have no behavior. That is why I have no feelings for those that give trouble. It's better you go back home. That is my honest, that's my personal opinion. Because they make it bad for those that really came here for a better living, a better quality of life. So that is something I really, really wanted to highlight and let you all know that these immigrants, some of them involved in real crime. They're involved in plenty crime. I watching videos with a lot of these Chinese supermarkets, and they go into these Chinese supermarkets and they're stressing these people, going into people's homes. A part of the video I did not get to showcase it. But when they were running, while they were being detained between Sunday and Monday, an individual who lives in the vicinity, in the neighborhood, they were running to jump this woman's gate to hide in her yard. But because of her bravery, and I have to applaud her, she told them, no, not here. And they had no other choice but to run. All they know, all they illegal, you know. All they know, all they getting problems, you know. But when it's time for all you to go back home in one piece. A video especially, a security guard, he was lucky enough to escape and lock them inside a supermarket. Going to distress people in a supermarket. But that security guard, like he used his senses. And he was able to escape and lock them inside. Wait for the police. If you're coming for a better living, come for a better living. Come to work honestly for $1, but don't come in our country and distress us. You feel a week ago over there and distress them so? That could never happen. You see Venezuelan jail? All you feel Trinidad and Tobago jail nice. That jail is nice over there, no. It's worse. If you're coming, come honestly. Apply for your permit. If you can get your permit, even if you have to hide out. But behave yourself now, man. Behave yourself. Or you go on by the woman Monday night to jump the woman wall. Come now, man. That's why I really don't feel sorry for some of them. I really, really don't feel sorry for some of them. And they make things bad for the innocent ones that really just come out here and grind. I have 2 jobs. And I want to play a video. Our producer have a video there for you all to see. And he will play this video for you guys. So you decide to go into a cell phone business place to distress. Watch them. Before you go and watch somewhere in a restaurant. Go on to distress this poor businessman. And then when they get locked up, all they say, all they bad lucky. Look at what they're stressing this businessman. And we must condone that. We must tolerate that. That's why they say send them back home. Send them back home. We cannot go into their country and do that. The proper jailing we will get. And in that jail, they just beat you bad, eh? Venezuelan jail ain't no nice jail. They just beat you very bad. You come here because all they say Trinidad and Tobago is a paradise. If it's not prostitution, it's robbery, gang affiliation, fighting. Just making the country be done already in a bad state, just to make it look worse. This is the kind of thing these people come in here to do. And it have some people defending these criminals and saying why they're sending them back. Send back the ones that have no behavior. A matter of fact, they were only supposed to be here for 2 years. And their time got extended year after year after year. 2 years they were given. Because they was running from whatever was going on at that time, unrest in Venezuela. 2 years they were given, but because of the goodness of Trimbago heart, they were permitted year after year renewal. But all your pests coming through the Oronuku River to distress business people and distress residents. Where is the Coast Guard? I thought we had the Marine Police. We had Marine Police officers. Where is the Coast Guard? But remember, in everything that we do, in every department, every institution have corruption. Corruption is something, we are a very corrupted country, because you cannot tell me Coast Guard and Marine Police ain't seeing these people coming through our borders and our waters illegally. We cannot depend on some of these people. Because I cannot see where some of them willingly wanted to go back home and they went back home. And those that got detained, that are still in the detention center, and we still have so much of them here. Our borders are not being protected. Our borders are not being handled properly because everywhere is some sort of corruption. You cannot tell me these amount of people coming here and not a Coast Guard, not a Marine Police, find and catch these people. It has some of them that get catched, to be honest. It has some of them, they are caught and they are detained. You come into this country, they say the unrest are settled, or they're still coming. You come into this country with your children, where you bring your children in this country and they cannot they are not able to go to school because they are not citizens of this country. So you're still bringing your children here to have a hard time. Make it make sense. When I come back, we will touch more on it. We are going for a break and pay some bills. So stick around with us.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
Macon Construction Company Limited. Save big whilst building stronger. We build with our Macon innovative building systems, which provides high wind speed, earthquake, sea blast and fire resistance. Is thermally and acoustically insulated. Provides improved construction timelines and cost savings. We provide construction services from design to finish and everything in between. Macon Construction Company Limited. Building green today with tomorrow's technology. Contact or visit us today.
Ready to take your sales career to the next level? If you have a passion for connecting with clients, building meaningful relationships, and delivering results, we want you on our team. Join a dynamic, motivated environment where your experience matters, your ideas are valued, and your drive defines your success. Step into a role with real opportunity. Join the sales team at Real TV, where your future begins.
Call us today at 2926470 or WhatsApp us at 3847142. You can also send an email to realtv.corporate@gmail.com.
Hi, I'm Zalisa Budu Singh Rupani, and I'm inviting you to join me for Conversations with Zalisa right here on Real TV. It's not just another talk show, it's a space for real stories, real insight, and real impact. We cover it all: health, law, parenting, relationships, drug and substance abuse, mental health, social issues, and so much more, with expert guests who help bring clarity to life's most important questions. So whether you're looking to be informed, empowered, or simply inspired, this show is for you. Weekdays at 10 a.m. with repeats on Real TV. You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
Welcome back, Real TV family, Trinidad and Tobago. Well, we were talking about, with the immigration, with the immigrants, the Venezuelan immigrants, and problems that are caused, that they are causing, and they are getting themselves involved in with criminal activity. But I want to switch gears a bit. I want to switch gears, and I want to address something. I know Smithy would have spoken about it yesterday, but there's something that I observe. And it's not only what was discussed, that the officers, they said it was reasonable force that was used. But one thing that we did not really watch, child endangerment. And with this video, fighting with a police officer, because I heard little jits of the story that they were using obscenities the mother and father was using obscenities. Apparently, they were having their domestic argument, and then the police had to get involved. They had to intervene, and they were using reasonable force. But the parents started to fight back. But what was very alarming for me, you are fighting with law enforcers with a newborn baby attached to you, and a father holding a toddler and not understanding the negligence and how you were putting your child in harm's way. Nobody wasn't talking about that. Yes, they was talking about the baby in the hand, and people were saying different things. But they did not realize that the parents themselves were putting their children in danger. Law enforcement is trying to calm a situation, and before you think about the well-being of your child, you were thinking about acting like a barbaric fool. And there she goes running, not thinking about the importance and the well-being of your child. No, all how they try to take the child, the toddler away, and you are seeing that. They are trying to take the toddler away from the father, and he is not letting go because he doesn't care. He cares about himself, and hear what I believe he was thinking. If I hold on to the child, they can't lock me up or they can't do me nothing. But they're not thinking, if anything is to happen, my toddler, my child, could be damaged or injured. And that is the craziest thing. And it has been seeing things, videos like that, with especially when you're going certain communities. When you're going certain communities, you're seeing where police and they have to get involved in certain situations, unrest or whatever. And I just call them all your wicked people. Because that's what I just call them, the all your wicked team. So the all your wicked team love to come out with the picnic on the waist, and there's always the picnic on the waist. Tear gas pelting. Police trying to calm the situation or control what is going on. And before you carry your child inside or you get inside with your picnic, you want to be outside because you from the All Your Wicked Association. That is what I just call them. The All Your Wicked Association, they're always outside with a picnic. Because like they feel when they use a child, when there's law enforcement involved, that the police cannot touch them. That is their mentality. So you are out there, police trying to control a situation, and you are not thinking about the well-being of your child or children or baby, even when you're pregnant. As a pregnant woman, because you have to be a part of the association outside. If you can remember I think it was during an unrest that happened, I think it's on the Beatum, where a pregnant girl was shot in crossfire. Not thinking about the well-being of your unborn baby and yourself, but you went outside with the All Your Wicked Association and pick up a stray bullet. You and your baby is no longer here today. We're not taking consideration of what could happen or the consequences. Because some of our mentality is so shallow that we don't take what could happen, the repercussions, we don't take these things into consideration. I watch these videos so many times. And I always say, what's your child doing outside there? Why you have your child outside there, using your child as a security shield? Thinking that you will not be arrested? Thinking that nothing is going to happen to you? But because you so want to be in the mix. Look at this lady with a newborn baby. That baby looks some weeks old. And you fighting with the police. You outside with a newborn baby. That baby's a newborn baby. Police trying to arrest or control. And because you feel you better than the police, you forget that newborn baby strapped onto you. And you decide to fight. So what if in the commotion in what was going on, a backlash end up, look the baby neck and all even hanging out. Not even caring about the child. You caring about you not getting locked up. That's your focus, you not getting locked up. If it was me, I wasn't even going to fight with the police because I go and say, officer, you see my children, I don't want nothing to happen to my children. I would have humbled myself. But because no, ignorance, you see ignorance is something that in the atmosphere, it's like Sahara dust. Ignorance and ignorance. It's like Sahara dust in the atmosphere. And then he now, who come to the toddler, you know it has some places, in some countries, them police and them are real patients. Because in some countries, the amount of licks that was roughing them children out from their hands, and the amount of licks they would have get just for being stupid. That is what would have gone if it was any other country. Those police officers, I have to applaud them. They have real patience. Because I was getting a female officer, somebody to take them children away. That is called child endangerment. In the state of Florida, that is a charge. The police charging you without hesitation. Once you get your child involved in any commotion, the first thing they're going to lock you up, not for what they're locking you up for, what they come to do, you know. What they're really supposed to get locked up for, you know. But you see child endangerment, in the state of Florida, they take that very seriously. People need to stop with this ignorance. And in situations like these, put what is most important first. When I saw this video, I didn't care about the parents, you know. I didn't care what they do, what they ain't do. What I was more concerned about is that you have your children fighting with the police. And then it have some of them too. That and all is child endangerment. When you're protesting, you want to have your children involved. Putting your children's lives at risk. Nobody can say you can't protest. No, everybody have their own, they have their rights. You have your right to protest. Once you protest in a manner that, you know, would not get you into any problems. Nobody say no, you can't protest. You can protest. But you want to protest, and you're 5-year-old, you're 10-year-old, outside protesting with you, putting their lives in danger. We don't think, you know. I sometimes believe we are cobweb up here. We don't think. Watching that video, I was real disheartened. Because I was studying that newborn baby. When we come back, we'll touch more on it. We're going to pay some bills. Stay with us.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
I am Avinash Singh, former Minister in the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries. I will be hosting the next Harvest, a forward-looking agricultural TV series exploring innovation, resilience, and opportunity across the Caribbean farming landscape. Join me right here on Real TV every Wednesday at 9 a.m. with repeats. See you soon.
Are you reliable, self-motivated, a good communicator, and experienced in sales? Then Good Price Wholesalers is the right opportunity for you. We are looking for individuals to join our sales team in Central and South. Applicants must have their own vehicle, sales experience, good communication skills, and a strong work ethic. If you're ready to be part of a committed and professional team, we want to hear from you. Visit us at number 5 La Pastora Road, Santa Cruz, or call 338-9884 for serious inquiries.
Get ready to party with a purpose. The GMVS Community Parent Support Group presents Party with a Purpose, the Cooler Fete, fully AC activated and sailing aboard the Harbor Master on Friday, December 12th, 2025. Boarding starts at 7:30 p.m. We sail from 8 to 11 p.m. and it's just $250. Bring your cooler and your crew, but remember, no glass and no firearms. It's good vibes only as we party for a cause. Music by DJs Doll, Smalls, and Chunks, featuring Rihanna Gopal, Amit Suknanan, Rishi Singh, Suresh Miraj, the original Pumping in the Sandman, and Tracy D. For tickets, call Crystal at 379-9248. That's Party with a Purpose, the Cooler Fete. Cool vibes, warm hearts, and all for a good cause.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
We are back. So those are the things that I needed to address today. I wanted to address that this afternoon with you all, because these are current these are issues that we need to highlight and let people know what is really going on. We have to let people know what is going on. And as well as I want to talk about, I do want to touch about a lot of things, and tomorrow is a very crucial and important topic that I want to talk about, and it's something very ticklish that we don't address, I think it's a touchy topic, and I want to go into depth with domestic violence and bring some statistics, some research information to you guys, also some videos. I want to bring some videos and let you know, educate you all on the domestic violence, and let's talk about it. You can tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend. The phone lines are open. You can call in, you can text, you can send your voice notes. The number is 744-7325. That number again is 744-7325. So you can call, interact with us. Let me know what you all want me to talk about. You all can talk about what the topics that we addressed this earlier on in the segments before. I have a guest that will be here. She's coming to give her life story. And the story is one that I will want you all to really sit down and listen to, as I said before yesterday. On the first day of the show, I really do want to, I want you all to hear her story. Her story is a very touching story, and I adopted her like a sister. I adopted her like a sister from first hearing her testimony. We stay in contact, and she's someone that I really hold dear to my heart. And I want you all to stay locked on and listen to her testimony today. So we have touched on the immigrants. We have touched on, well, you all know, election season in Tobago is the 12th. It's very soon. I am very shocked that it is happening so soon on January 12th, 2026. So I know when I visited Tobago some weeks ago, I saw some candidates and they were already on the ground in Signal Hill. They were where I stayed. They were walking in the Signal Hill area. So I saw some candidates walking in the Signal Hill area. I also saw some of them in the Plymouth area. So they are on the ground. They are trying to win the hearts and the votes of those in the Tobago Island. So that as well is something that I know Tobago will be Tobago will be very active from now until the 12th of January. So we have the TPP, also we will have the People's National Movement. I think Ms. Soyafat has a party, a political party as well. I'm not sure of the name. I will look up for the name. Ms. Soyafat, I think she has a party as well. I'm not sure with the PDP. I'm not sure if they will be returning to fight the election battle. But Tobago is very lively. I hope to go over there to capture some moments that you all could see, go over there a weekend and capture some moments with different campaigns that will be going on in the Tobago Island. So that is what I want to touch on as well. So we will be dealing with domestic, and I do want to have a segment with the elderly because there is something that we do not recognize. There are elderly abuse that goes on in these homes. Real elderly abuse, and I like how some of the, well, not elderly, senior citizens, the senior citizens, some of them who are in these different homes that are going through abuse by some of these geriatric nurses. I'm not saying all, but some of these geriatric nurses or these senior citizens, homeowners, they go through abuse, some of them. And I like how those who are in sound mind, they are able to record and highlight what is going on in these different homes. Not only that in homes, but family members taking advantage of the elderly in Trinidad and Tobago. We have to highlight that as well because there are some people, some family members who rub and beat on the elderly, the senior citizens, their own blood, their own family members. That as well I want to highlight because I was going through some statistics last night, and I went up on, I think it was social development, home for the age. So I went up on the site to get some statistics, and what I saw was very disheartening to know that there are a lot of senior citizens that are being taken advantage of. And that is something that I want to let you all know, inform you all. But one thing I do, I go and research and I bring my statistics because I don't want to talk, as I said, I don't like to talk out of the side of my mouth. I like to bring proper information where y'all could be informed as well. As well, I want to mention something important. Yes, we have the mentality show, but as women, we need to show appreciation to the men in our country that are going through a lot, especially those that are going through the family court. Those are things that we have to address very seriously. Everything, you know, as men, they say everything is for women, but there are men that are going through a lot through family court, especially where it's have bitter mothers that do not understand when it's a breakup, it's a breakup. That is something that we need to address because men are not being heard. Yes, they thank you to Real TV for having the men's program with Smithy, and I'm appreciative of that. But as women, we have to show appreciation for those men that are really trying. Even though they may not be, some of them may not be financially stable, but they do try and they are present. And those that are trying and cannot see their children, because I have family members very close to me, cannot see their children, but every month have to pay child support like clockwork, which is very unfortunate. To know that you are paying money for a child and cannot see your own child. Yes, I can understand there are some abusive fathers. I can understand that. But there are some fathers, they are great fathers in Trinidad and Tobago. We have some great hands-on fathers in Trinidad and Tobago. So those are, as well, we have to highlight. And we have to highlight men that go through abuse. Because we have men that go through abuse that do not speak. Because they feel that they do not have a platform or they do not have somewhere to create a voice. But again, Real TV, there's a platform for them. All of that we have to highlight. All of that are social issues. And we do not give where respect is due to the hard-working men and hard-working fathers in our country. So all these things I want to address, all these things I want to talk about, these are issues that are occurring every day, 24/7. And as well, I want to touch on something called where in the workplace, how to deal with issues. This is something that we need to talk about as well. Because a lot of conflict that goes on in the workplace, and there are a lot of us do not know how to find conflict resolution. Conflict resolution is something that they need to talk about a lot and have meetings about it in workplaces. How can we resolve issues? Because a lot of us in the workplace have different personalities, different ideologies. So our personalities might tend to clash, and it might cause some friction. But how are we going to find a solution? And how are we going to resolve the conflict in workplaces? It don't have to be workplaces alone, no. It has to be organizations as well. Everywhere you meet people with different personalities, and sometimes somebody might be having a bad day. But it's how we deal with the situation. So all of that, I like you to call, how could we find solutions for these different topics that I want to talk about? As well as I want to bring on somebody where we can talk about divorce. Because when you watch statistics, compared to how many years ago to now, our divorce rate is really high. When you go back into documents and you go on the social development pages, and they give you statistics that a lot of marriages only last 2 years. Because now, and I just always say this, the young people who get married, a A lot of them like to follow this lifestyle of love and hip-hop, married to medicine, these reality shows. Because when they watch these reality shows and they get and marriage is involved, they divorce each other like that, like easy. So all of that I want to address. And when we come back, we're supposed to have our interview, or we will touch more on what is going on in society and current affairs. Stay tuned.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
Hi, I'm Naka, introducing to you Bridging the Gap, where we touch on the news, discuss social issues and current affairs with a twist. Every Monday to Friday in a real time, right here on Real TV.
Ready to take your sales career to the next level? If you have a passion for connecting with clients, building meaningful relationships, and delivering results, we want you on our team. Join a dynamic, motivated environment where your experience matters, your ideas are valued, and your drive defines your success. Step into a role with real opportunity. Join the sales team at Real TV, where your future begins.
Call us today at 292-6470 or WhatsApp us at 384-7142. You can also send an email to realtv.corporate@gmail.com.
When security matters most, choose Catch Security Services Limited. We are proudly approved by the Ministry of Homeland Security. We protect your home, business, community, and much more. Our services include professional baton and armed officers, specialized K-9 units, mobile patrols, secure cash pickups, secure transport, and pepper spray applications and supply coming soon. Don't wait. Secure your assets now. Contact Catch Security today. Call 622-6601, email info@cssl-tt.com, or visit our office at 30-32, Saddle Road, Maraval.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
We are back on Bridging the Gap. Our guest will be with us shortly. But I saw something here and I wanted to read this for you. This came from Ansel Dennis, where he rejects the U.S. raid on Tobago. And he said, we don't want this here. That was a message from the PNM Tobago political leader Ansel Dennis in a video posted to social media as he rejected the U.S. military radar now spinning at the A.N.R. Robinson International Airport. Dennis told the Tobagonians that the device was brought in without proper explanation and said the government must carry it back to Trinidad. He accused the Prime Minister, Chief Secretary Farley Augustine, and the Tobago East MP David Thomas of misleading the public by giving different descriptions of the radar. According to Dennis, the Prime Minister said it was a road at first, then a security measure. They are taking us for fools. He said Dennis asked Augustine to break ranks and put the island first, saying Tobago should not accept installation it did not ask for. Tobago must be placed first above political convenience, above personal relationship, and above personal ambitions. End quote. That's what he said. And I kind of agree. I agree to a point, because yes, Tobago, yes, we are one country, but we have a general secretary. And if you are bringing something like a security measure into an island, which is run by a group, or let's say a political group that they are the administrators for administration for the island, bringing something like that without proper explanation or without informing them, because at first I heard they were unaware of a radar being brought to Tobago. And then when they were asking for further explanations, they were getting gray. They were in the explanations were in the gray area. So it was not concrete. It was not clear. So I understand where Mr. Dennis will feel the disrespect, where you are bringing something and without further conversation with the authorities of the THA, and by extension, to me, it seems to be some sort of disregard for the people of Tobago, and especially without they having much knowledge of what is really taking place. And I think, the Prime Minister owe it to the people of Tobago further explanation and the truth on what the radar is really for. To touch base on that, that is something that I said that is very informative. That is something I would want you all to know, because when I first heard about it and I came across on the news, and the news stated that they were clueless as to what was going on. So you bring in something into an island, and you know there's a general secretary. You have not not even a conversation, or even come out to the public and tell the people of Tobago what you all are doing with this radar, what the radar is ready for. It is a blatant disrespect. It is a blatant disrespect for the people of Tobago. They don't know nothing about what really going on between Venezuela and Trinidad. Tobagonians, let me tell you how Tobagonians are. They keep to themselves. They keep to themselves. They are people that they don't mix up much. So if it's an issue between an administration in Trinidad and an administration in a different country, it is a total disrespect. They don't get involved in these things at all. So this is something that I wanted to highlight. And now, as I brought it to the forefront, we will have our guest coming up next, but I wanted to let you all know Tobagonians don't want no part of that. And he is quite right. Send it back. I agree. Because if we don't have nothing to do with our situation, yes, it affects them as well, eh? But they classify in their minds and embedded in their minds, they have nothing to do with that. They know nothing about that. So when now you bring that to an island who don't really want any affiliations, they will feel some type of disrespect. Because you brought it to their island, without even proper explanation. So I totally understand, but at the same time, I'm begging the administration of Trinidad and Tobago, give the people of Tobago their respect. Give the people of Tobago proper information. And that is what I think they will respect that more than anything else. So I wanted to touch base on these things. I like to highlight these things. I want to let all you know what really going on, you know. I want all you to know what really going on. Because things are happening, even right here in Trinidad. Things are happening in our country, and we are clueless. We are oblivious to what is going on. Because things are not being explained, and when questions are asked, we are not getting proper explanation. So all of us here seeing action going on, and we like deer in headlights. We like headless chicken. Give Trinidad and Tobago the proper explanation that we deserve for us to have further understanding instead of us being lost in damnation. And that is what I wanted. And Tobago, let me tell you something. I really when I went to Tobago, them Tobagonians said they want no part of what's going on here, you know. They said they don't want no part. So bringing something there, they're clueless. They are very clueless. Give them the proper explanation. I think it is warranted. It is deserved. And I think the General Secretary should enforce and demand an explanation. That is what I wanted to touch on. I wanted to talk about that. And I'm so glad that our producer, was able to send that for me. And I was like, what? I said, this is something that I need to let the viewers know. This is something that I need to highlight. Because I don't even know what a radar is for. I don't even know what's going on here. All I just seen is plane flying, tankers moving, military doing this. I don't even know what's going on, because when the media asks these questions, we are given a half-picked duck answer. And it should not be. It should not be like that. Have a conference, come on a conference and give proper detailing. Yes, they will not go into in depth, because you know this is something which it has some things that they will have to keep under wraps. But have a conference and give Trinidadians and Tobagonians proper detailing on what is going on the islands. Because things coming into the country, in and out, flying in and out, and we don't know, we are oblivious to what is going on. I am totally confused. I hear planes 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, back and forth, and I don't even know what's going on. So give the people the explanation that is due to us, because it is time that we know what exactly is happening and orchestrating right here on our Twin Islands. You're seeing boats coming in, look, ships coming in. You don't know what's going on. It is crazy. The biggest warship is supposed to come to touch our borders. What is the reason? What is the reason? Give us an explanation. We are there in headlights where this is concerned. We know you cannot go into depth with information, but at the same time, let us be informed, educated about something, not lost. Because it is very frightening when you see on the news, you're seeing different U.S. ships or whatever coming in and out of the country, and you don't know what's going to happen. Imagine I was on the boat, the Spirit, to go to Tobago, and I scared. Because I said, Lord, I don't know what's going on here. Next thing you see, I on this boat, and somebody sent a missile. Because we are not being informed. We don't know what's going on. So we are going for a break. And when we come back, our guest is here with us. So stay locked on.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us. Hi, I'm Zalisa Budu Singh Rupani, and I'm inviting you to join me for Conversations with Zalisa right here on Real TV. It's not just another talk show, it's a space for real stories, real insight, and real impact. We cover it all: health, law, parenting, relationships, drug and substance abuse, mental health, social issues, and so much more, with expert guests who help bring clarity to life's most important questions. So whether you're looking to be informed, empowered, or simply inspired, this show is for you. Weekdays at 10 a.m. with repeats on Real TV.
Macon Construction Company Limited. Save big whilst building stronger. We build with our Macon innovative building systems, which provides high wind speed, earthquake, sea blast and fire resistance, is thermally and acoustically insulated, provides improved construction timelines and cost savings. We provide construction services from design to finish and everything in between. Macon Construction Company Limited. Building green today with tomorrow's technology. Contact or visit us today.
When security matters most, choose Catch Security Services Limited. We are proudly approved by the Ministry of Homeland Security. We protect your home, business, community, and much more. Our services include professional baton and armed officers, specialized K-9 units, mobile patrols, secure cash pickups, secure transport, and pepper spray applications and supply coming soon. Don't wait. Secure your assets now. Contact Catch Security today. Call 622-6601, email info@cssl-tt.com, or visit our office at 30-32 Saddle Road, Maraval.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
Welcome back. So we are back here, and now we get into the hot nitty-gritty of things. I have my dear guest here. She's in studio, a wonderful lady, very ambitious. When I tell you, she's ambitious, very, very ambitious. And we have with us Faith Fernando. Hi, Faith. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Introduce yourself. This is a Real TV. This is a family. This is a family station, you know. So introduce yourself. Let us know who is Faith Fernando.
Hi, everyone. I'm Faith Fernando. I'm 26 years old. I'm from Lavonville, Saudi. I'm here today to talk about the experience that I had as a young lady, fighting from not listening, but, you know, going through certain struggles. So, I used to go to Success Lavonville. I have a son, he's 9 years old now. I just out after had to drop out of school because, you know, yeah, you become a mommy, you had to stay about the child, you know. And after making him, I say, you know what? I never really liked school. I wasn't really a book person. I could read, write, and spell, but I wasn't really a book person or interested in school at the time. So I tell my family, well, I want to go to football. And at the time when everybody went out to register for football, nobody was really available that day to, you know, go and register me. So a neighbor, which is my friend mommy, she went to the school and she registered me, and you know, I was registered, I started to go to school, I started back doing the same thing again, getting in trouble, wasn't listening, and one of the teachers say, Faith, you know what, I believe you're going through something deeper than, you know, that you're lashing out about certain things. So she sent me to the counselor in the school, Mr. Diablo, my favorite. And me and him, we talk, and you know, it was kind of hard to express myself and express my feelings because I was always a person to, you know, hold everything on the inside. So I started talking to him, and I started doing better. I started, you know, getting wiser about certain things, and I started telling myself, you know what, I had to finish it straight because I have a child and I had to finish. But when you're young, you just go back to certain things because you're young, you're making mistakes, you're living, learning. And even if you have a child young, you are still a child yourself too. So you are all learning and growing, and start back to do the same stuff and it's again. Studying boys, studying the wrong thing.
Well, Faith, I don't want it. I want to hold on that. We are going for a break, and when we come back, we will hear more of Faith's story.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
Hi, I'm Naka, introducing to you Bridging the Gap, where we touch on the news, discuss social issues and current affairs with a twist. Every Monday to Friday in real time, right here on Real TV. Welcome back. So we are here and we'll have an interview here with Faith Fernando. She was started to give her story, her testimony. And Faith, continue giving us the story.
I start to do the trade part now. So you just have to do ADP first. And then you go on to the trade. So I start to do the trade now, and you know, Going back to doing the same thing again, studying the wrong thing, studying boys, studying to run down the wrong thing. I was in a car with the person that I was with at the time. The car got shoot up. I got shoot in my hand. I could have lost my life.
Yeah.
And after that, he come and he died. And that opened my eye a little bit and tell me, well, Faith, you have to get up and do something for yourself, because he used to help out with my son at the time.
Right.
So it's other day, me and my dad don't really see eye to eye all the time. So we had an argument, and I was sitting down outside, and my neighbor, he see me and he was like, Faith, what happened to you? Why are you crying? And thing whatever I was saying, boy, you know, I'm young and I'm trying, I know I do the wrong thing, and you know, I want to go back to school and finish, and you know, and he said, well, yeah, what's going on? I'll go get the money to go back and start back school, and you will go from there, but I will get the start.
Pause a bit. Stay with us. We are going for another break. Hold on tight, because the story gets better. So hold on and let's go for a break.
When security matters most, choose Catch Security Services Limited. We are proudly approved by the Ministry of Homeland Security. We protect your home, business, community, and much more. Our services include professional baton and armed officers, specialized K-9 units, mobile patrols, secure cash pickups, secure transport, and pepper spray applications and supply coming soon. Don't wait. Secure your assets now. Contact Catch Security today. Call 622-6601, email info@cssl-tt.com, or visit our office at 30-32 Saddle Road, Maraval.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
So we are back. Apologies for that. So we are heading back into the story without any hesitation. So we are moving back into the story. So Miss, I don't call him, not Miss Faith, Faith, because you are a sister to me. I adopted you as a sister. So continue the story.
Well, after I got shot in my hand, I tell myself, I say, Faith, you had to do something for yourself here now, you know, because your whole family was talking to you, wasn't listening, you was studying the wrong thing. So you can't look to depend on nobody now. You have to do something for yourself. So my neighbor, he see me outside crying because me and my father had an argument. And he said, Faith, what happened to you? I say, boy, you know, I know I make mistakes and things, and you know, I'm trying to get myself back on track or whatever. And you know, it come like, it was kind of a fight in a way between my father, because you know, I was doing the wrong thing and he wanted to see you do the right thing, and you know, and he wasn't understanding, well, you're young and you will make mistakes, and you know, you will learn from it. So when neighbor say, well, Faith, I will get you a start, I will get you the money to pay the daycare, because I have a daycare in the school to watch my son, and I will get you the money to pay your teacher to start back. I went to school, I asked my teacher, she said, Faith, if you're coming back here and you want to start back this, you have to finish it, because she was always a person who used to push me. She was always good to me. She always used to talk life into me. She was like a mother to me.
So you had that support system?
in school.
Very
And
good.
it has days when I start back, sometimes I have to walk to school because the school is on the Bitam and I live in Chumakak. So sometimes I have to walk to school. I have to put my son on my side and walk to school. I might have to ask somebody to borrow $5 extra travel.
Wow.
I had to take the free bus in the evening to reach in town. I will ask a teacher in the school if they could give me a passage to go home. Sometimes they will give me a passage for this evening and in the morning because they know how I had it and thing or whatever. And you know, at a certain times I used to have to come out of my class to breastfeed my son because I had no milk, no nothing to give him. So the teacher from in childcare had to call me and say, well, Faith, you have to come to breastfeed him because he's hungry and thing or whatever.
But Faith, not to cut you across. So you was a young mother in school, right? What are the emotional feelings you was experiencing? Because you're a young mother, you was getting a little trouble.
Yeah.
Then you lose the person that was giving you some financial support. So now you are going through this struggle where you're going back to school and then you are nurturing a young baby. What are the emotional feelings that you were going through?
I was feeling proud of myself that I dropped out of school and I was trying to do something with myself. And I was feeling sad sometimes at times because, you know, you have the build up inside of you because my son father really used to abuse me. So, you know, all these things going through and then all the voices in the head from my family telling you, Faith, behave yourself. Faith, everybody love you. You don't have to do this, you don't have to do that. Everybody does give you whatever you want. You don't have to do the wrong thing. And, you know, and then I had to say, well, Faith, you have to deal with your thing now, you know, because everybody was talking to you and he wasn't listening. So
and you have a son to live for.
you had to do it, and I had to live for my son, and I have to see my son come out something good, and I have to be good for him.
Right.
So I ended up finishing the trade after a year, and after that I was looking for work all over. I didn't get my certificate yet. I was getting it the next year. I was in KFC looking for work, Royal Castle looking for work, all over looking for work because I have no passes. I don't have no certificate yet. And everybody on your back telling you, you don't want to do nothing, you sit at home all day, and you ain't doing nothing with yourself, and you ain't going to look for work, and thing. And then I go in and look for the work, and everybody on my back still, and it's like...
So you're under pressure.
Nothing you do, it ain't good enough, you know, because you're trying, and it's just like all odds against you. Then, I'm a guidance counselor from Serval. She called me, she said, Faith, somebody wants a worker. I will link you on the work, but you could go to the school, get a letter stating that you finished the course, and you're waiting on your certificate, and you could go ahead. I get the letter from school, and I end up working, and I finish, I graduate, I come out, I was proud of myself, you know. I was happy that I do something as a young lady because I just want to say something.
Go ahead.
Coming from Laventille, plenty use to sell yourself because you grew up in a certain situation, you grew up in an abusive home, you grew up without having, you know, plenty food and nice things like, you know.
You can't succeed.
You can't succeed and you have to go and rob and you have to go and kill somebody to reach where you want to reach, and it does never be that. You don't have one or anything in this world. Anything you want, you can get it. You don't have to watch nobody else thing and want it. You can get up and go and work and 9 to 5 at grocery work, KFC, Royal Castle, anything. I watch people who work in KFC buy car, they drive in, there's managers in KFC or wherever branch, and they're making it and they're getting through. Not because you come from Laventille and people just have us down a certain way. Yeah, they're from Laventille, them so. No. You can make something better any situation you're in. Once you have the mind and you put your mind that you want this and you want something good for yourself, you will always succeed. And you see God, plenty people else feel they don't have a God. But I grew up with a grandmother. She died now, and she used to pray a lot. And from hearing my grandmother praying, I learned how to pray. And from going to church from small. And it are certain days you just pray and you just ask God, and it just seem like things getting worse. You're praying and like things getting worse. And boy, I'm like, God don't like me. Like God give up on me. Like God turn it back on me. No, he does be testing you.
You test the faith.
He does be testing you to see if he give you this where you really want, if you could handle it. And if you will handle it in the right way.
Right.
You understand? God does listen and he does answer all prayers and he does forgive certain things. All you have to do is go on your knees, open your Bible and pray and ask God for anything you want, even though it seems like it's getting hard and you're praying, keep telling yourself in your mind, I will make it. I'm going and make it. I have to make it. I'm going and make it. All the people who say no, I'm boiling. She thinks, she this, she that, she the other. She make a child, she's 16, them will listen, them this, them that. Always know, God will always answer you and he will lay that table in front of them enemies and them people who bring you down, and he will push you and make you succeed in front of all of them, because it's had plenty of people saying that, yeah, she make child young and she's 16 and faith and them hard and them feel them as big woman, this, that and the other, but everybody does fail to realize, everybody does grow and it does have a past, and you was a teenager and you does feel you're big and you does feel you know and you does feel you know everything, you does feel you know more than everybody in the world, but everything in life you does learn from it.
So Faith, let me ask you this, so you graduated from is geriatric?
Yeah, geriatric.
So you graduated from geriatric, so you're a certified geriatric nurse. Going into the field, what did you experience? Because you know you came from where things was harder now, so things are getting better. What are the experiences now that you're in the field that you study and work hard for?
Well, I really love old people. I love old people because I grew up with my grandmother. I always up underneath my grandmother. Everything, I always up underneath my grandmother. So, and she had Alzheimer's.
Oh.
Because about 10 years before she died, she had Alzheimer's. So, going into homes to work, I didn't know what to expect from Alzheimer's patients. And you know, they just forget, and you know, you can't really take them on. They will say certain things, you can't really get underneath their skin. You have to show them love, you have to love them up. You have to show the people you're working with respect and deal with them as a family, because all are we here and we in this together, and this is a home where this is people's lives we're dealing with here. And you have to know what you're doing and be serious about it, because you could lose somebody's life on your hand.
True.
So you have to go into this and be serious, be respectful, be caring, and be dedicated to the work that you're doing. You have to be dedicated because these is elders and they're like babies again, and you have to be monitoring them all the time.
As the saying goes, once a man, twice a child.
Yeah.
So now that you're in this geriatric field, I know that you love your job.
Yeah.
Because she boasts about how proud she is about being a geriatric nurse. She's a TikTok girl. She always how proud and where she came from and what she's aspiring to be. What you see Faith as, because I know you're a mom of two now. You have a son and a beautiful daughter. She has a pretty daughter. So so you have two children now. You're a mother of two and you're 26 years old. And now you have your career in geriatric nursing. Where do you see yourself now that you have two children and you're in this field? Where do you see yourself heading to?
Well, I want to open my own business. I always like it, food too, cooking, and you know, so I want to open a food business. You know, I want to get a little vehicle, fed up and walking. You know, I want to go back to school to get my passes now so that I could hire more education and nursing, and you know, I have to get the passes first to go on. So I want to do that in the meantime, and you know, get up, even if I have to do it one at a time.
Yeah, one at a time.
Because you're never too old to learn, and you're never too old to go to school, you know. And even if you dream about something and it can happen now and it happened 10 years down the road, at least
it will happen.
It will happen. So I just want to be a RN, a registered nurse.
Right.
And, you know, make my children happy, make them proud, make my family proud.
Yes.
Make everybody proud. I could give my children what they want. They don't have to depend on nobody. They don't have to ask nobody for nothing. And nobody can do them anything because they need anything, you know?
Yeah.
So I just want to have my own business. I am a nursing, and that's about it. Travel and be happy and successful and rich.
She forget that part, and rich. Girl, you're right. Send it out into the universe, claim it into the atmosphere. You know, so another thing I wanted to ask, you know, as you brought up, you being from Laventille, and these other areas, they have a stigma.
Yeah.
And it's just a few bad apples created that stigma for a lot, because a lot of talented, educated, athletic people came from Laventille. So, and that's the next thing. A lot of people don't know about it because we don't highlight it enough.
Exactly.
We more focus on, you know, the high end, the ones who get the 7 distinctions and the 7 distinctions and who are the masters and the PhD. But the amount of talented people that comes from Laventille, it is remarkable. I have a lot of friends that are from Laventille, especially from the Best Village group, different Best Village groups. And let me tell you this, the talent I saw from Laventille, and I once was a youth officer for Laventille as well, and being a part of that and seeing how talented these people are, I said they are not getting enough recognition. And that is why I want to highlight a lot of you that are being hidden in the cracks, that are not being shown enough and shown that recognition. So you said you want to do food, you want to do geriatrics, you want to go back to school. But as a mother now, how is the dynamic as a mother? Being a mother to the changes.
Well, I love my children.
Yes, you do.
All. The 2 of them, all. And I just want them to see me being the best person I could be. And trying to be the best mother I could be to them. You know? I don't buff them, I don't ball up at them, I don't, you know, make them feel like they have to be afraid of me and be afraid of, you know, coming and talking to me and coming and saying, well, mommy, you know, so and so happened, and, you know, I just want them to grow up knowing that I love them very, very much, and I will do anything for them, and I will go out my way any day, anytime for them, and I just want them to grow up to be successful, educated, loving, kind children, and I just want them to be the best that they could and do their best and just be there to be the role model and show them, you know, mommy always here for all you, no matter what, mommy here. You could come and talk to mommy, you could tell me what you want, you could express how you feel, you know, and you don't have to go and look for validation from no one outside and talk to no one outside. You could always come and talk to me as your mother. And I just want the best for them. I just want the best for them. I want them to do the best.
In terms of your support system, do you have that support backing?
Yeah. My daughter's father, he supports my daughter. He buys everything for her. He do everything for her. And my son, not just my daughter alone. If he buying something, he will buy for my son too. If he doing something, he will do something for him too. You know, and my whole family, I have a very loving family. It's just there was tough on my times because, you know, I wasn't listening and,
tough love.
You know, you had to get the tough love. But my whole family, my cousin, Naomi, my auntie, Tasha, my mommy, Lauren, my sisters, Chantal, Misha, everybody. I have certain friends too, Nick, everybody that does support and show up for me if I need them or anytime I need them or anytime I call on them, they just be there for me anytime. So it's not like I don't have nobody I can't call and I don't have nobody that I can't turn to. I can turn to anybody in my family because all of them love me very much, especially my cousin. From since I was a baby, she loved me bad. And she always showing up. Down to 2 weeks ago, I was going through a hard time and she, in 5 minutes, when I called, she did. She come in, she supporting, she sit down, she talk to me, she love me up. Anything, my family does be there for me. So I can't say I ain't had no support.
You don't have that support system.
I always had support. It's just I do the wrong thing and I make the wrong choices, you know, as a young lady and wasn't doing the right thing. But I could call any one of them for anything, anytime. And it does never be a problem,
Which is good because, you see, seeing that you have that support system, a lot of young people don't have that. They don't have that backing in the community. They don't have that backing at home.
Yeah.
So when you have that love and support from family and friends, it's something that you have to show much appreciation for, and really hold it dear to your heart, because a lot of it have a lot of people who grew up in broken homes and grew up in homes where they
can't turn to nobody.
They can't turn to anybody. So having that foundation is what is important, is of great importance. And the next thing too, as you say with Lavantel, have you ever experienced difficulties in your community growing up?
Well, growing up in the ghetto, I see plenty. I see plenty. That is why the youths, I just try to tell them, because in my community, everybody has respect for me and everybody does show me love. Everybody does come by me if they want anything. All the kids in the community always by me. Sometimes
we'll pause for a cause because we have a break, and I want to talk more about that and touch on that in the last segment. So we'll talk more about that and let people know about the positivity that there is in the Lavantel community. Right? So we'll be right back.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
Macon Construction Company Limited. Save big whilst building stronger. We build with our Macon innovative building systems, which provides high wind speed, earthquake, sea blast and fire resistance. Is thermally and acoustically insulated. Provides improved construction timelines and cost savings. We provide construction services from design to finish and everything in between. Macon Construction Company Limited. Building green today with tomorrow's technology. Contact or visit us today.
Ready to take your sales career to the next level? If you have a passion for connecting with clients, building meaningful relationships, and delivering results, we want you on our team. Join a dynamic, motivated environment where your experience matters, your ideas are valued, and your drive defines your success. Step into a role with real opportunity. Join the sales team at Real TV, where your future begins.
Call us today at 2926470 or WhatsApp us at 3847142. You can also send an email to realtv.corporate@gmail.com.
Hi, I'm Zalisa Budusing Rupani, and I'm inviting you to join me for Conversations with Zalisa right here on Real TV. It's not just another talk show, it's a space for real stories, real insight, and real impact. We cover it all: health, law, parenting, relationships, drug and substance abuse, mental health, social issues, and so much more, with expert guests who help bring clarity to life's most important questions. So whether you're looking to be informed, empowered, or simply inspired, this show is for you. Weekdays at 10 a.m. with repeats on Real TV. You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
And we are back, and we're on the last leg of Bridging the Gap. And we were talking about, I was asking, before we went to the break, I was asking Faith, how was it growing up in Lavantel? Because knowing that there's a stigma, what was it like growing up in the Lavantel community?
It's 50-50.
Right.
I would say it's 50-50 because everybody in Lavantel supports one another. If you need something, you could always go by a neighbor. the neighbors will always look out for your kids. Everybody does live as one. Well, in the back where I from,
Where you live in, right?
everybody does, you know, love
Show
one
each other
another,
support.
show one another support. Everybody on watching right now. Everybody excited.
Hi
You
to the
know?
Lavantil community.
Big up Block 22 all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, well, you know, see bad things too, you know. You see certain people getting robbed, certain people get killed, certain people they grew up with and had love with, and people they was just lining with yesterday and sit down talking to and hanging out with. They will be lining with here now, and next 5 minutes
yeah.
they die. Rest in peace to Akil, which is a little youth man who was going to St. Anthony's.
Oh yes, I remember that story.
That was
real
my
heartbreaking. He was going to the shop.
Yeah.
Yes.
His shop.
His shop,
His
yeah.
mom's shop, you know?
Real heartbreaking story.
Yeah. And he was a very good
Intelligent
child.
and
Very
bright.
intelligent, very cool, very humble. He was never in no bad things. He never used to do no bad things. He used to stay to himself, and watching him die was like, come on.
Yeah.
What's the reason? Why we doing this? Why we can't come together? Why are they really doing these things?
Yeah.
And mother lost her son, you know? And I watched that lady break all the way down because she lost her son, and you know it was a real bad situation, and it have good and it have bad too at the same time. Everybody does come together, everybody does show one another love sometimes. I can say, you know. And everybody does live as one. If I do have something I come by you, I could get it. Everybody does sit down, line, talk shoppiness, laugh and have a good time. And you know, minus the killing and the little shoppiness the youths does be doing, which is why I always try to tell them, don't ever try to turn to that. As you, or they're not even finishing school, or they're in school, or they're 13, 14, 15 years, why are they not in school? Even if all they realize or they don't like school, that is nothing, they don't like books, it's not the end of the world, it's not the first, it's not the last, books is not for everybody. You could go and take a trade, the government have plenty things there, it's a CCC, it's a serve all, it's a white, it's a all kind of thing. Or they don't have to turn to picking up guns and robbing the people in the community who they could go and get anything from it. They see all they fall down, they will help all they get up, you know? Or they don't have to do them things to survive. Or they could go to work, do what they have to do, and or they will get you. You don't have to make things worse for yourself.
True.
You know, because the only thing you're doing is making things worse for yourself
and the thing is, it gives them a short life expectancy.
Exactly.
Because I always say, when you're involved in those things, I always say their pension age is 30 years old. You know, if they live to see 30.
Everybody want the big chain and the gold band and the Jordan, and everybody wants to dress up and everybody wants to look nice. But there are plenty of people who working hard and wearing Jordan and gold. So you don't have to rob and you don't have to kill the same poor people just like you who working hard for their things and doing what they have to do for their things, because we don't know what some people let's go through to get their things, you know. And you stand up on the outside and watching people think and want to kill them and rob them for it. It don't make no sense. It don't have one chain, it don't have one band, it don't have one Jordan. Everybody can get it. Get up and go and work and get your own.
Right.
Don't sit down and watch nobody else's thing, because everybody working hard for theirs at the end of the day. You know?
One thing I have to say though, for the past for a while now, I haven't heard much going on in the Lavantil community. It's really quiet.
Yeah, right now the place calm.
Knock on wood.
Right now. For a good while.
For a good while. I was really surprised because the other day I was like, but wait. We're in Lavantil because Lavantil got so quiet.
When I tell people I live in block 22, me coming up there, not me.
Yeah.
The place has been so quiet. Everybody does
nowhere safe right now. Nowhere safe right now.
But in Lavantil, normally people let's be inside about 8 o'clock now. Nobody don't want to be outside on the streets. Everybody let's be outside talking, laughing, talking.
Because it's our safe space right now. It's calm right now. And I hope it continues. It continue in that direction, because it had a the stigma was. It was huge. They had a stigma really bad years ago.
It have youths like 16, 15. When I see them and I see them doing the wrong thing, I just pull them up.
Very
I just talk
good.
to them.
Very good.
And when I said that, they don't say nothing, but they just listen. I know they listen, but
Yeah.
they still stand up and hear. All the kids and them like to be around me, they always by me. So
Right.
there is 6, 7 of them running up and down by me playing, and I just try to show them the right thing. Even if you know, alright, you ain't feeling safe, you can always feel safe by faith. You know, you
Right.
can always go by faith. If you tell faith you need something, she go try she best and she will give you it,
Yeah.
you know. So you don't have to go and do certain things for it. You could always come to me and I will try my best to see if I could help you out in any kind of way. So if I see them doing the wrong thing, I will talk to them, pull them up, buff them up, you know,
Yeah.
and try to tell them to do something good with their life, because it is be hard to see children who you know growing up from baby and then you see them
Go
lie
down
down in a
a
casket.
wrong, yeah.
You know, it is very sad to watch.
Right.
And it's because he was doing the wrong thing. Because if he was doing the right thing, you would have been able, you would have been here or now. So just do the right thing. Do the right thing.
But I
Walk the right
applaud
thing.
I applaud you 199.9% for continuing on a path of positivity and still being there for those that are coming up in your community, and I wanted to continue doing that. I even wanted to continue, even start little initiatives where you could get support from the community, where they could assist you, as small as it is, even if it's 5 children or 6 children or teenagers, where you could just do a little small mentorship. You know, who will want to be involved, and for somebody at 26 years old and knowing that what you went through as a teenager, and you know, overcoming those obstacles, I applaud you, and I want you to continue being that mentor and bridging in the gap for where their parents or their sister or uncle may falter. So when we have more young people like you, and more young people like you being heard and being highlighted, you're going to see a domino effect, because everybody going to say, boy, Faith really see now way, boy, Faith making it out here. So it's better I start to do what Faith doing, because like what Faith doing, Faith seeing her way. So that's when people see it move like that, they're gonna say, boy, you see out here, I out here, boy, and things hard, boy, all I could buy is a Santana and a Shirley biscuit.
And Nakaya, I just want to say one more thing. I
Yes.
don't need to cut you off, but
That's okay, go ahead.
I want the youth to listen to me. You see, friends. You see, friends, I learned the hard way myself too. Sometimes I be trying to help out people and helping them out will just carry you down a dream. You see, friends, forget about friends. Sometimes you just be there for people and they don't be there for you.
True.
And they will carry you down the wrong road, and then they will go and say, after they done encourage you, this and that about you, and carry your name all over the place. You see, friends, they will carry you and they will not bring you back. Forget about friends and study your journey. You know you're supposed to do something important. Forget about going party with brethren. Forget about going down the road so with your sister. Study the important things, because your friend will encourage you to do the wrong thing, and then when you reach a certain age, you're going to study, well, wait, why do it myself? You understand? That friend had everything and you don't have nothing.
And you still there at the bottom of the ladder.
To do all the wrong things while them was doing the right thing and the wrong thing at the same time.
Yeah,
you understand? So forget about friends and keep your head up and believe in God.
Yes.
Tell God your problems. Talk to God about your problems, because people not nice, and everybody out there right now for the self. So forget about friends. Forget about friends. Leave certain people where you meet them, because you will try to help them and them will bring you down. Leave that alone and study the right thing. Push yourself. Study what you had to do. Plenty young people have children just like me. Study your children. Put your best foot forward for your children. Keep a strong mind. Pray. And push yourself forward to do what you have to do to make your life better, because the place hard and it didn't really getting easier right now.
No, it's
So
not.
don't force yourself to be big too quick, because it's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy out
It's
there.
not easy.
And let me tell you something, as I said yesterday, your story is still being written. You are still on a journey, you are still on a path, and your story is still being written. And I want you, when you continue writing your story, you write your story with positive energy, and you send it out into the atmosphere, send it out to the universe, claim it that I am going to succeed. I will always be the head and not the tail.
Well, Nakai does always say as a star, you know.
Yeah.
But you go by the cooker to make it somehow, you know?
Yeah, that's it. You are a star. You are a star. After God, you will make it after God.
After God.
Yes, you are going to make it, and I always say I'm proud of you. I am very, very proud of you. Where I found faith, I found her on TikTok. I found the faith on TikTok. I tell all the others, be watching TikTok, you know. I found the faith on TikTok, and I said, I messaged her immediately. So that I got that motivation, and she was real inspiring. And I said, I have to bring her on the show. Faith, thank you.
Thank you
for being on the show. Thank you for sharing your story.
Always consider.
Yeah, I always do.
Loving me.
Yes, yes.
And checking up on me from time to time.
Yes.
And never forgetting me.
Right.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you. Yes, I appreciate it. I'm humbled by that. Y'all, thank you for staying with Bridging on the Gap. Thank you for tuning in. We have Faith Fernando with us. Tomorrow we have a very important topic to talk about. I want to deal with domestic violence, and that will be our topic for tomorrow. Faith, thank you once again. Thank you, Real TV family. Love you. Bye.